Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to discuss the third part of the chapter aldehydes, ketones, and carboxylic acids. Third part of this chapter means it is about the carboxylic acids. Okay, so the carbonyl compounds which contain the carboxyl group, they are called as carboxylic acids. So this point already we have made clear in the beginning, because all these three class of compounds are called carbonyl compounds. If carbonyl compounds are attached on either side, alkyl come under the ketone. If this carbonyl group is attached with one H, they come under the category aldehydes. And if this carbonyl group is attached to hydroxyl group, they are called as carboxylic acids. Okay, depend upon the attachment, they perform a particular function. Therefore, these are called as what? These means what? C double bond O, CHO, COOH. So these groups are called as functional groups because of a particular chemical atmosphere, chemical composition, they perform a particular function. That's why they are called as functional groups. So today our topic of discussion is carboxylic acids, which are organic in nature. There are acids which are inorganic: HCl, HNO3, H3PO3, H2CO3. Okay, so that is not our part of discussion today. So today's topic of discussion is about organic acids which are mild, which are weak than inorganic or the mineral acids. Okay. So my dear students, I once again welcome you all for today's session on carboxylic acids. Please see this slide. All these are plant-based sources of folic acid. Folic acid, I think we know very well from the biology. It is vitamin folate or vitamin P9. So this its role is this folate, especially for the RBC. Okay, red blood cells or red blood corpuscles, especially for the one who are facing the anemic problem or the shortage or deficiency of iron. So folic acid will help in assimilating all these chemicals which are related to the anemia. Okay, so that's why doctors will advise for those who are anemic to eat a lot of green leafy vegetables and some grains. So that's why folic acid is very important. So folic acid is an example for organic acid. In all these you will find some amount of folic acid, and every day we are eating. It is required also. Okay, right. Now here are some other organic acids, and these are called sources of organic acid. It may be a orange or grape or amla or tomato, apple, etc. So all these contain what? Organic acids. They are called as natural sources of organic acids. Oh, beautiful. Many vegetables, many fruits. Okay. So all these contains one or the other forms of what? Organic acids. That means I am making myself clear which topic we are going to discuss today. It is what? It is regarding the carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids are abundant and widely distributed in nature. Just now we have seen many having a Greek or Latin word describing their origin. Acetic acid, okay, also known as ethanoic acid, from acetum, meaning vinegar. Many that were isolated from fats are called fatty acids. So there are some acids whose molecular formula is very high. Those are called as what? Fatty acids. Okay. About that we will discuss a little in this session or in other higher classes. Okay. Right. Now, why we have to study carboxylic acid chapter? Unless we know its use, then only we can go what? Preparation part or the property part. If it is not useful, why to study then? Okay. Therefore, First, let us understand where we use these carboxylic acids. Starting materials for acyl derivatives. Carboxylic acids are used as starting materials to prepare some other acid derivatives, for example, acid halides, acid anhydrides, acid esters, acid amides. Many compounds are prepared by using the carboxylic acids as starting materials. That's why we have to study the chapter carboxylic acids. Abundant in nature from oxidation of aldehydes and alcohols in metabolism. Okay, so even our body also prepares some acid, plants prepare. So it's all because of what? Metabolic activity. Please see this one. In the manufacture of polymers, biopolymers, coatings, adhesives, and prescription products, carboxylic acids and their derivatives are used. They can also be used as solvents, antimicrobials, food additives, and flavoring. See, multiple uses, many uses. Okay, that's why we have to study in brief in 12th class how these carboxylic acids are prepared and some important properties. The carboxylic acid compounds still may find applications that cannot be fully covered in this chapter. I told you in my previous sessions that in 12th class we cannot study everything. So bit by bit. Starting from food to medicine, from the human body to earth and environment, the production, destruction, absorption or release of these compounds show a strong impact on all the processes that take place. As a final conclusion, the subject is an endless one, and the classes of compounds that contain the carbonic carboxyl functional group along with all their derivatives are inseparable from everything that life means on this earth. That means life without carboxylic acids is incomplete. That is in a single phrase we can conclude. So important are carboxylic acids. Okay, now we'll come to the real part of 12th class. What are carboxylic acids? Basic question. A carboxylic acid is an organic compound that contains a carboxyl group. The general formula of a carboxylic acid is RCOOH. I have written O in the bracket indicating that there is a link between C and the O and C and the OH. So this O is separate. Okay. Here at the bottom I have shown. Carboxylic acid are the acids found in organic molecules, the carbon-based compounds necessary for life. The term carboxylic is derived from carbonyl and hydroxyl. So carboxylic or carboxyl is the combination of two words, carbonyl and hydroxyl. And why ic is there? Ic is the usual suffix we use for acids: hydrochloric, nitric, sulfuric, carbonic. Okay, so because we use ic for the acid, so combination of carboxyl, hydroxyl becomes carboxyl. Okay, carbonyl plus carbonyl plus hydroxyl becomes the carboxyl. By adding the suffix ic, it becomes carboxylic. That's why these are called what? Carboxylic acids. Why acids? Because they are proton donor. So this H can be easily given because this will undergo shifting of its electron. Then again the shifting, all this happen. So because of this all this H is made easily available, the one who is in need. Therefore, because they are proton donor, so they show the acidic properties. So keeping all these points, carbonyl plus hydroxyl plus ic suffix, then acidic properties together, they are called as what? Carboxylic acids. General formula CnH2n plus 1 COOH. Okay, so where n equal to 0, 1, 2. What happens when you put n equal to 0? C0, H2 into 0, that is HCOH. First member of carboxylic acid, that is formic acid. Except formic acid, all other contains C. Okay, CH form. Otherwise, in the case of formic, it starts from H, that is n equal to 0. And remaining n equal to 1, 2, 3 depend upon ethanoic, propanoic and so on. Okay, right. So this is the functional group. All these are examples for carboxylic acids. So after knowing what are carboxylic acids, where they are available, okay, now, and even after knowing the importance where they are used, now it is our prime duty to understand how carboxylic acids are prepared. They are prepared from variety methods. So we discuss only some. The first one is what? Oxidation of what? Alcohols are the aldehydes. Okay. So I have taken a alcohol, upon oxidation conversion to carboxylic acid using the many oxidizing agents available in the market or in the industry. Real example. Previous one was a general example. Now this is a real example. Okay. CH3CH2OH becomes a CH3COOH. So this is CH2OH is becoming the COOH. That is the important part. So CH2OH is becoming the COOH. CH3CH2 remains intact. Okay. Only this alcoholic group, OH group attached to the carbon, that is undergoing the change. So that is becoming the COOH. This is becoming the COOH. This part you have to understand. Okay. Right. In the same way, by using the CrO3, okay, we will carry out the oxidation. So 1-decanol, okay. So decanol is a compound which contains 8 plus 1, 9 plus 1, 10 carbon atom, deca, 10, okay. So decanol to decanoic acid using the CrO3 or hexanal aldehyde to the corresponding hexanoic acid using the CrO3 or Ag2O. So all these are variety of agents we use to convert either aldehyde or alcohol to corresponding carboxylic acids. Now, next method is what? Preparation of carboxylic acid from alkyl benzene, especially for the aromatic carboxylic acids. So the first member of alkyl benzene is methyl benzene. Okay, toluene. So this one upon oxidation becomes what? COOK. See, directly we can convert, but it takes a lot of time. Normally what we do, whenever some groups are very difficult to handle, that time what we do, we convert that group into such a group where you can easily hydrolyze that group. So salts are easily we can hydrolyze. So therefore the CH3 group is converted into COOK by using the QOH, so that this COOK can be easily hydrolyzed to the COOH. So this is the intermediate step, unstable step. So directly we can do no problem, but we always see the route which is very easy. Okay. So therefore convert the alkyl benzene into corresponding salts. Okay. Then you upon hydrolysis you get the corresponding acids. Now another method is what? Hydrolysis of nitriles. Nitriles are what? Compounds which contain C triple bond N, cyanide group. Okay. So common name is cyanides. IUPAC name is nitriles. Okay. So what happens here? So whenever we add water, so for this O will add C double bond O it becomes. Okay. Then the remaining two hydrogen will add to this area. So O will go here, H2 will go here. So in this way water is added. So it is C double bond O NH2. That is CONH2. So nitriles are becoming the amide. Amides are easy to handle, like our COOK in the previous equation. So therefore, first step is what? Nitriles are converted into amides. Then amides upon hydrolysis gives corresponding acid. Same way. Nitriles to amide to the amides are not shown here. Okay, right. Here I have taken directly amide. Instead of taking nitriles, converting nitriles into amide to carboxylic. Why? You can go for directly amide. Okay, ethanamide, benzenamide. So hydrolysis, very easy method. Okay, right. Now using Grignard reagent. I told you in the haloalkanes only. Grignard reagents are the versatile organic compounds which are used to prepare many other organic compounds. Now already you have done in your past sessions. Now in this chapter also, using Grignard reagent we convert the corresponding organic compounds into acids. This is general equation. Here I have taken alkyl halide. Okay, with magnesium becomes what? Ethyl magnesium chloride, which is known as a Grignard reagent. Okay, then upon hydrolysis, Okay, in the presence of CO2 becomes CH3, CH2, COOH, MgClOH will come out. Okay, the same way directly I have taken here Grignard reagent upon hydrolysis in the presence of CO2 becomes benzene with COOH, the MgBrOH comes out. Okay, right. Using acyl halide, using the acyl halide hydrolysis in this way, okay, jumping here. So all this will happen. Ultimately, we get what? Carboxylic acid. Or you can go for the acid anhydrides. So C6H5CO twice O with hydrous, okay, water. What happens here? So C6H5CO is there, no? For this we want one OH. Here there are two C6H5CO. So we want 2 OH. So please supply 2 OH. So 2 OH and 1 O. What happens here? So 2 OH, 1 so only 1 O is there, no? So we have to supply 2 OH for this. For this you add water. H2O contains 2 H and 1 O, and this O totally becomes what? 2 OH groups. Okay. Those 2 OH groups are added here. So it is C6H5COOH, C6H5COOH in this way. Okay, it happens, but directly I have written so benzoic anhydride to the benzoic acid, or benzoic ethanoic anhydride to the benzoic acid and the ethanoic acid. Depend upon what type of anhydride. Here this is similar groups is there. So 2 moles are formed here. One is a methyl anhydride, other one is benzene anhydride. Therefore, corresponding benzoic acid and corresponding ethanoic acids are formed. Okay, right. Depend upon the what type of anhydride. Anhydride is what? Anhydride is the combination of the 2 COH group. Okay, either 2 COH same or different. So when the 2 COH, 2 carboxylic acids are condensed by the removal of water, we get the anhydride. Again, if you want to convert the anhydride into reverse reaction happens here. Okay. Okay. Right. Now you can convert esters into carboxylic acids. Okay, upon hydrolysis. Please remember alcohol chapter. Okay, in the alcohol chapter, alcohol with carboxylic acid. What we got? Ester and the water. Now ulta, ester plus water gives carboxylic acid and alcohol. Ester plus water gives acid plus alcohol. So there it was a property, here it is a preparation. So that property became preparation here. So they are all overlapping of subjects are what? So link is there between the chapters. Okay, this is called correlation of chapters. With this we will conclude the preparation part. But remember, so be consistent what in your performance. So what I wrote here, so be a consistent performer. If you are regular study, if you maintain the study regularly every day, you are called as what? Consistent performer. So if you want to become regular, then you have to follow this one. What? Which one? Irregularity is removed from being regular. Okay. So that means I am giving all these because to make you ready for the board examination, so that you can face it and you can face other examinations, so that you can select a proper choice of your interest. Okay, right. So one thing that you cannot fake is chemistry, because what happens is it is telling that only will happen. Okay. Okay, my dear students, we will wind up today, and in our next session we will discuss the other part, that is the property part. Till then, have a nice time and thank you so much.